Hello and welcome everyone. This is Anand Verma, and without losing the time, we get started studying ICAR courses. So, very first lecture of agriculture finance and cooperation subject is agriculture finance, nature and its scope. So, today in this video, we will cover about the introduction and basic differentiation in financing of agriculture and other sectors. Okay. So, and basic of importance. Basic. So let's get started. Agriculture finance, nature and scope. Introduction. Farm finance has become an important input due to the advent of capital-intensive agriculture technologies. Farmers require capital in order to enhance the productivity of various farm resources. Indian agriculture in general is characterized by low and uncertain returns. In order to break the vicious cycle of low returns, low saving, low investment, low returns, provision of external finance to farmers become inevitable. It means that, as we all know, that Indian agriculture is highly uncertain in the production and especially return sectors. So, if you will have low saving, then it means you have low purchasing power about any agricultural assets. So, it will initiate low investment because you have low saving. So if any startup has been started with low investment cost, so it will occasionally give low return. So there is a vicious cycle is low return, then low investment, then low saving, then low return, then low investment, and so on. So, organized and unorganized credit agencies in rural areas provide credit for both development and consumption processes purposes. Provisions of credit by these agencies involve many bankers and obstacles. So, you can take screenshots of these words for the further studies. There is nothing else to know. Now, importance of agricultural finance. This is the most important factor. So, credit is essential for agricultural development and also for the development of the economy as a whole. The agricultural finance is required for the following reasons. So, very first, intensification and diversification. When you are going to intensify your agriculture, then you have to need a huge capital for the establishment of various agricultural programs like greenhouses and azola culture, vermiculture, and if you are going to make vermicompost, fisheries, diversification means you are going to uh, continue with elite sector such as pig farming and fisheries, dairy farming, and so on. So, for the establishment of these things, you need to have huge income, huge amount, huge capital. So, without knowledge of agricultural finance, it is not possible to get a tremendous return in the sector. So, the scope of extensive agriculture in India is limited. Therefore, increase in agricultural production is possible only by intensification and diversification of farming. Intensive agriculture need huge capital. So now next is extreme inequalities exist in distribution of operational holding. In as we all know that India is most populous country in the world. So here the land is limited. Limited land for unlimited people. When the land is limited, then it is a big problem to fulfill the need of food demand per day for this type of huge population. So it is crucially important to produce more and more grains for the people. So land is limited. It means you cannot spread horizontally. Then there is a vertical option for the development of agricultural processes. So you can establish the multi-layer cropping or the multi-level farming at which you will grow different height of crop at a place. So here 74.5% of total number of farm households which are owned. Less than 2 hectare operates. It means 75, 74.5 household of farmers have only 2 hectares of operated or cultivable land or less than 2 hectares. 26.2% of total operated areas, whereas only 2.4% of total number of farms households with own more than 10 hectares. Only 2.4% of people have more than 10 hectares of land. So, come to the next point. Farmers' economic condition is subject to frequent onslaught of flood, drought, famine, etc. Therefore, either the continuance of cultivation of crops or making improvement on the farm depends on the nature and availability of finance. It means it is, as we all know, that the farming in India is totally a gamble. It is being regulated by abiotic stresses like flood, drought, famine, etc. To overcome with these problems, you need to have huge capital and for better budget management in agriculture sector. So, without knowledge of agriculture finance, you can't do so. In recent years, number four, in recent years, more areas is brought under irrigation, which in turn would increase the use of input like fertilizer and plant protection chemicals. In order to accomplish this, external finance is needed. So, as it being mentioned that due to increase in the area of irrigated land and so on, which promoted fertilizer input, huge fertilizer input, and plant protection chemicals, plant protection from pests, diseases, and so on. So this also require huge amount. Here it is mentioned that external finance is needed. Number five, in order to sustain the development of agro-based industries. Agro-based industries means the industry which is totally dependent on agricultural products. There should be a sustainable increase in supply of raw material, sustainable needed for such industries. So, for the sustainable production of agro-based products are the value-added services such as ketchups, jams, jellies, and so on. It is important to produce high amount of raw material for that as a product, as a raw material. So therefore, for the development of farm sector, a constant flow of credit is essential. Constant flow of credit is essential for the development of farm sector, and it would enhance overall growth of the economy. It is basic thing. Now, in the sixth term, in agriculture, fixed capital is locked up in permanent investment like land, wells, buildings, etc. Moreover, it takes a long time to get return from farm. Hence, farmers need finance to continue their operations. The weaker section of farming communities should be motivated to participate in development programs by giving financial assistance to acquire productive assets. So, small and marginal farmers are trapped in vicious cycle of poverty. Small and marginal farmers, vicious cycle of poverty, like low return will provide you low saving, will provide you low investment, will provide you low return. And this cycle continues. To break the cycle, credit has to be injected in agriculture sector. It is important to have much more credit to overcome with these problems. So now the next topic is differentiation between financing of agricultural and other sectors. So financing agriculture require a thorough understanding of farming conditions as it is different from lending to other sectors. The important factors which differentiate farm finance from the other lending are as follows. So here is a basic difference between these things: financing in agriculture sector and financing in other sector. So very first is farmers are not aware with the credit policies and procedures. Basically, most of the farmers, nearly 80% of farmers, are illiterate. They have no basic knowledge of credit policies or any other procedures of the banks. for taking loans and so on. In other sector, they are aware with the banking procedure. It's their regular work. So, when the second is difficult to estimate, difficult to estimate efficiency of farming absence of farm records. Most of the Indian farmers usually do not make any type of farm record for such as fertilizer input cost, seed cost, and the type of seeds, whatever they are going to sow, and pesticide, whatever they are using, the amount of pesticides in field, amount of herbicide they are applying, selectivity, resistivity, seed value, true value, and everything, and so on. They usually don't regard like this type of thing. They just only put the seed in the soil and cut the crops. Efficiency can be assessed as all returns are recorded. Farming is exposed to natural calamities and uncertainties, as we all know that is the gamble of nature. So, risk and uncertainties involved in an enterprise can be foreseen and managed. Frequent supervision and follow-up after loan disbursement are difficult as farms are scattered. So, the reimbursement or the repayment or the loan repayment is difficult, especially in agriculture sector because the farm is scattered, the owner is missing, or it is hard to distinguish the owner between various kind of farms and so on. Monitoring is easy and less time consuming. Land as major security being immovable is not highly liquid. Land is a resource which is not highly liquid. And here, apart from immovable assets, movable assets are also taken as security. Movable assets here, movable assets are also taken as security, which can be easily liquidated. So here, ownership of land is difficult to verify as land record are not updated. If land record are not updated, then it is hard to distinguish between who's the right owner of the field. Identification of ownership can be easily done by verifying records. So these are the basic importance and there are so on. You can take a screenshot and read furthermore. So this was the lecture one about nature and scope of agricultural finance. So this was the very first lecture prescribed by ICAR courses online platform for the BSc courses, undergraduate programs. So thank you so much.